Scorpio, someone very close to you is lying. It's not a small lie, the kind everyone tells to avoid conflict. It's a big, structured lie that has been building long enough to take deep root in your reality. And the worst part? You already know it. Your Scorpio intuition has been screaming warnings that you've ignored because you didn't want to believe that someone you trust would be capable of deceiving you in this way. But the time has come to stop pretending you don't feel what you feel. This weekend will bring to light truths you've been avoiding facing, and if you're not prepared, the impact could be devastating. I'm not talking about vague intuition or undefined hunches. I'm talking about concrete information that will reach you between Friday and Sunday, conversations you'll overhear, messages that will fall into your hands accidentally, strange behaviors that can no longer be disguised. Someone is about to reveal themselves, and when that happens, you'll realize that the signs were always there, right in front of you, but you chose not to see them because the truth was too uncomfortable. What I'm about to reveal will give you exactly what you need to protect your energy, your interests, and your emotional peace during this crucial weekend. I'm going to show you who is lying, why they are lying, and most importantly, what you should do when the truth comes out. Because how you react will determine whether you emerge from this situation stronger and wiser, or whether you fall into the trap of letting betrayal destroy you from the inside. Are you ready to finally face the truth that your soul already knows, but that your mind has been avoiding accepting? There's a mask being worn by someone in your life, a performance so well rehearsed that even you, with all your natural ability to see through people, were fooled. This person constructed a version of themselves specifically designed to gain your trust, your energy, perhaps even your love, and you believed it. Not because you're naive, Scorpio is never naive, but because you wanted to believe it. Because this person offered something you wanted or needed, and you chose to ignore the warning signs your intuition was sending. Small things that don't fit, stories that don't make complete sense, behaviors that change depending on who's present. You've been trying to rationalize these inconsistencies, to find explanations that allow you to maintain the illusion. But this weekend, the truth will explode in your face in a way that will no longer allow denial. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, the lie is related to financial or material matters. Someone is using your resources, your generosity, or your trust for their own benefit and has been hiding the true extent of the situation. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the betrayal is emotional and relational. Someone has been living a double life, keeping secrets that completely contradict the image they project to you. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, the lie involves your ideas, your projects, or your identity. Someone is appropriating what is yours or actively sabotaging your success while pretending to support you. Regardless of which category you fall into, the pattern is the same. Someone has taken advantage of your trust and is using it against you. And the revelation coming this weekend is no accident. It's happening because you finally reached a level of inner strength where you can handle the truth without being destroyed by it. The universe doesn't show lies to people who aren't ready to face reality. Can you sense that there's a greater reason why this truth is emerging right now? Scorpio, one of the things that worries me most about what's to come is your tendency to internalize pain and transform it into a poison that corrodes you from within. When Scorpios discover betrayals, their first instinct is often to shut down completely, build even higher walls, and decide they will never trust anyone again. But that's not the path to real transformation. That's the path to hardening, bitterness, and isolation that will hurt you much more than the betrayal itself. What I need you to understand before this weekend arrives is that the lie you're about to uncover says nothing about your worth or your discernment. It says everything about the person who chose to deceive you. You weren't foolish to trust. You were brave, and the person who abused that courage bears full responsibility for the breach of trust. Don't let someone else's betrayal turn you into a cynical and closed-minded person. Use this revelation as an opportunity to refine your intuition, not to destroy it. The truth is, you always knew. At some deep level, your Scorpio perception picked up on every warning sign, but you chose to give them the benefit of the doubt. You chose to believe the best version of the story, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It means you still have hope in humanity, still believe that people can be better than their worst impulses. That quality is precious and rare, especially in someone of your sign. Don't lose it because of someone who didn't deserve access to your trust. This weekend, when the truth is revealed, you will go through several emotional stages. First will come the shock, even if part of you already expected it. Then will come the anger, and this anger will be intense because Scorpio feels everything in an amplified way. Then may come the impulse for revenge, the desire to make the person feel a fraction of the pain they caused you. And finally, if you allow it, a cold and powerful clarity will arrive that will show you exactly what you need to do. It is in this final stage that you need to make your decisions. Not in the heat of anger, not in the impulse of revenge, but in the clarity that comes when the emotional storm passes and you can see the situation for what it really is. And here's what that clarity will show you. The best revenge is not to destroy the person who betrayed you. It's to rebuild yourself so completely and powerfully that the betrayal becomes just a small chapter in a much larger story of overcoming and growth. People lie out of weakness, not strength. They lie because they lack the courage to be honest, because they can't face the consequences of their choices, because they prefer to live in illusion rather than reality. And when you understand this, anger transforms into something much more powerful. Compassion mixed with total detachment. You can see the person who betrayed you not as a monster, but as a deeply flawed human being who made terrible choices. And from this understanding, you can distance yourself without carrying poison in your heart. This weekend, your ability to transform trauma into wisdom will be tested. The situation will push you down one of two paths. Either you completely shut down and decide that the world is a dangerous place where no one deserves trust, or you open yourself even more deeply to your own truth and decide that you will use your keen perception not to suspect everyone, but to better choose in whom to invest your energy. The second path is infinitely more difficult, but it's the only one that leads to true transformation. And transformation is what Scorpio does best. You are not the sign that remains wounded forever. You are the sign that dies and is reborn, that goes through hell and emerges stronger on the other side. This situation unfolding this weekend is yet another opportunity to prove to yourself that you are capable of going through fire and coming out pure on the other side. Now, I'm going to reveal something that might seem counterintuitive. The person lying to you is probably not who you think they are. Scorpios tend to be suspicious of obvious people, those who have already shown clear signs of being untrustworthy. But the lie that will be revealed this weekend comes from someone you consider safe, someone who is above suspicion in your mind, someone you trust so much that it doesn't even cross your mind to question their intentions. It could be that friend who always seemed so loyal, that family member you thought always supported you, that work partner who claimed to be on your side, that lover who swore to be transparent. The mask is so well placed that you never thought to rip it off, but this weekend it will fall on its own. And when it falls, you'll wonder how you didn't see it before. But remember, you didn't see it because you weren't meant to yet. You're only ready for this revelation now. The lie that's been perpetuated in your life has an expiration date, and that date is set for this weekend. Not because you're going to actively investigate and uncover it, although your investigative nature might lead you in that direction, but because the lie itself will self-destruct. Lies always do that eventually. They're like buildings built on false foundations. They may stand for a while, but inevitably crumble under their own weight. And when the collapse happens, you'll have two choices. You can try to rebuild the illusion, find excuses for the person, convince yourself that it's not as serious as it seems. Many Scorpios do this because they prefer the control of a known lie to the uncertainty of facing an unknown truth. Or you can embrace the collapse, let the pieces fall where they should fall, and use the rubble as material to build something completely new and authentic in your life. Over the weekend, pay special attention to 3 areas. First, messages and communications. Something will reach you in writing. It could be a text, an email, a social media message that will reveal information that shouldn't have been shared. Second, conversations between other people that you will overhear. Someone will talk about the situation without knowing you're around. Third, your own physical reactions. Your body knows when it's in the presence of lies. It will send you clear signals: tightness in the chest, a knot in the stomach, inexplicable tension, when you are interacting with the person who is deceiving you. Don't ignore any of these signs. They are your internal protection system working perfectly. Scorpio has an almost psychic ability to detect lies, but only when it allows this ability to function without interference from the desire for things to be different than they are. This weekend, remove all filters like "it can't be true" or "they would never do that." Look at raw reality without the rose-colored glasses of hope or fear. Just observe what is. And when the truth becomes undeniable, don't do anything immediately. That's the most important part of everything I'm telling you. When Scorpios discover betrayals, the impulse is to act dramatically and definitively, to confront, expose, destroy. But decisions made in the heat of the moment often become regrets when the dust settles. So when the revelation comes, breathe, absorb the information, feel your emotions without acting on them. Give yourself the gift of processing before responding. This doesn't mean being passive or letting the person continue deceiving you. It means being strategic. It means using your emotional intelligence and personal power to respond in a way that protects your interests and dignity, instead of simply satisfying the impulse for revenge. The person who betrayed you has already shown that they operate from weakness. Don't stoop to their level. Maintain your integrity, your class, your power. Show that you are too great to be diminished by someone small. Scorpio, you were born with a rare gift. The ability to see through all masks, to detect every lie, to perceive what is hidden in the shadows. But this gift comes with a heavy responsibility. When you see the truth about people, especially ugly truths, it can be tempting to use this knowledge as a weapon. But the true power of your gift is not in destroying others with what you discover. It lies in protecting yourself, in making conscious choices about who deserves access to your energy. This weekend's revelation will give you valuable information. Use this information to create stronger boundaries, refine your trust criteria, and surround yourself only with people who demonstrate through consistent actions that they deserve to be in your life. Don't use this information to completely shut yourself off or to punish all future partners for the mistakes of one present person. One thing I need to make very clear: no matter how many people betray you, it will never diminish your worth. You remain exactly as powerful, as capable, as deserving of love and loyalty as you always have been. Other people's bad choices have no reflection on who you are. They only reflect who those people have chosen to be, and here's a truth that will set you free. You don't need the acknowledgement or remorse of the person who deceived you to move on. You don't need them to admit, apologize, or acknowledge the harm they caused. Your healing process doesn't depend on anything from the outside. It depends solely on your internal decision not to allow another person's toxicity to contaminate your future. This weekend, when the lie is exposed, you will have the opportunity to demonstrate what it truly means to be a Scorpio. Not the stereotypical Scorpio, vengeful, resentful, destructive. But the real Scorpio, the one who crosses death and emerges transformed, the one who faces the darkest truths without blinking, the one who has enough strength to be kind even when hurt, powerful even when betrayed. Take some time to strengthen your inner energy. Meditate, write down your thoughts, connect with your deepest intuition. Prepare yourself emotionally to receive information that will challenge your current perception of reality. The more centered you are when the truth arrives, the clearer you will be able to process what is happening. And remember, the universe doesn't reveal lies to destroy you. It reveals them to set you free. Every truth that emerges, however painful it may be at the moment, is a gift, because it frees you from living in an illusion. It gives you the power to make choices based on reality, not fantasies. It allows you to align your life with what is true, not with what is convenient or comfortable. The person lying to you probably has their own justifications. They probably believe they had valid reasons to deceive you. But here's something you need to understand clearly. No matter what the justifications are, you don't deserve to be deceived, period. There is no valid justification for building relationships on lies. And when someone chooses to do that, they are showing that they lack the emotional maturity or integrity necessary to be in your life. Over this weekend, you might also discover that other people knew about the lie, that they had information and chose not to tell you, and that can hurt as much as the betrayal itself. But understand that people have their own reasons for keeping secrets. Fear of conflict, divided loyalties, simple cowardice. You will need to decide on a case-by-case basis who deserves a second chance and who needs to be completely removed from your life. What I most wish for you, Scorpio, is that you get through this weekend with your essence intact, that you feel the pain, because pain is real and valid, but that you don't allow the pain to turn you into someone bitter, that you recognize the betrayal for what it is, but that you don't allow it to define all your future relationships, that you use your power not to destroy, but to rebuild yourself, your confidence, your ability to open yourself to authentic connections. The lie that will be revealed is just one chapter of your story. It's not the whole story. You have the power to decide how this chapter ends and how the next one begins. And I trust that you will make choices that honor not the person who hurt you, but the extraordinary person you are and are becoming. If this message reached you, it wasn't a coincidence. It's because, on some level, your soul already knew it needed to prepare for what's coming. Share in the comments if you felt something is wrong, if your intuition has been sending warnings you've been trying to ignore. Your experiences will validate what other Scorpios are also feeling. Subscribe to the channel now, because what happens this weekend will trigger a profound transformation process in the coming months. You will need guidance on how to process the truth you discover, how to establish new boundaries, and how to rebuild your confidence without completely shutting down. Turn on notifications to receive support at every stage of this process. This weekend will test you. It will challenge your ability to remain true to yourself when confronted with falsehood. It will demand that you be strong when everything inside you wants to crumble. But you will get through it, because you are a Scorpio. And Scorpio always survives, always transforms, always emerges more powerful on the other side. The lie will be revealed. The truth will hurt. But you will be reborn from the ashes of this pain, more authentic, wiser, more whole than ever before. Prepare yourself, protect yourself, and trust that you have within you everything you need to weather this storm and find clarity on the other side.